Hey there, I'm Dimpy and my co-worker is Dr. Anil Sharma. We would like to extend our thanks to administration of Haran University and organizing committee to have such an amazing and informative conference and giving us this opportunity to present a study on restoring the Indian e-commerce ecosystem with an open network for digital commerce. So thank you very much. Today I'm going to talk about what is ONDC, how it works, what are the needs to develop such a platform, what are its advantages, what can be the challenges in order to successfully implement the same and to achieve its objective. I will also talk about its possible future and researchers' contribution to it. At last, I would end this presentation with the conclusion. So let's begin. For Open Network for Digital Commerce, an open network which has the potential to revolutionize e-commerce and online shopping. It's a government-funded initiative and is the most ambitious project of government after UPI. In fact, it is assumed that ONDC could do to online shopping what UPI had did to digital payments, which means one meta store, a store which has everything for all your shopping needs, be it grocery, hotel booking, fashion and apparel, anything. It's a one app for all your apps. Any buyer on ONDC can connect with any buyer who has with any seller who has signed up on ONDC platform and can get it all your shopping done at best deal and best prices by comparing all the sellers' price at just one platform. Now you must be wondering how is that possible? Well, it's very simple. More choices means more power to the hands of consumer by comparing the prices for single commodity on one page. Now let's see what is the need to develop such a platform. Well, the mastermind behind ONDC is the co-founder of Infosys, Mr. Nandan Nilekani, has come up with the idea of ONDC with the purpose to curb the monopoly of giant e-commerce players. Well, there are thousands of e-commerce platforms in India, but two of them, Flipkart and Amazon, controls over 60% of India's e-commerce market, the market which government is expected to grow to 350 billion by the end of this decade. But now the question is, what's the problem with this? Well, these giant players keep out several small players, retailers, kirana store owners out by offering deep discounting. And these small retailers and shop owners are the backbone of India's retail system. So this idea not only curb the monopoly but also protect the domestic retail market by providing them an online platform to sell out their product and assist them with a large customer base and helps them to compete in market and to sustain in the competition. So let's talk about the advantages of ONDC. The three main advantages of ONDC is inclusivity, interoperability, and discoverability. Let's talk about them one by one. So, inclusivity, which means ONDC enables anyone from any region of India to join the platform and take advantage by registering themselves on the platform. Next comes the interoperability, which means small traders and retailers can simply register themselves on ONDC and then they can sell their products in many parts of the country. This not only gives them a better chance to stand, but also assist them to grow in this tough competition. Next comes discoverability. As we have also discussed earlier, ONDC will make it easier for the buyer as well as for the seller to get discovered on the platform. It will give them exposure to compete market of India. Now let's look at the challenges. There are several challenges which may come into picture while successfully achieving its objective. Let's talk about them one by one. Let's first talk about the technological challenges. ONDC is a complex ecosystem to implement unlike UPI as it requires a lot of IT supports and fine technology. Another one challenge is lack of clarity on accountability, especially in addressing customer complaints and returns, like where to register the complaint, what can be the return and exchange policies, and many more. Next comes the adoption challenges. Switching customers from the incumbent, which are offering the satisfactory services, will be difficult because customer is inclined where he finds it's beneficial and also have some resistance factor towards new things due to involvement of some hidden risk perceived by the customer. Then next is network participants may not make significant market development investment initially, which means as most of them are having lack of awareness towards the platform and many and may show reluctance towards the platform and find it difficult to adapt such kind of business model as they are very much comfortable with the existing one. Now, next is growth in seller base will not necessarily improve buyer experience on the network. Role of government. Proper implementation of the model has to be done as there are several similar models which has failed in past due to some loopholes. So government should keep close eye on those loopholes. Next is monetization on the network is not very clear as the model does not give the clarification about financial part of the platform like taxes, commissions, etc. So it's another challenge where government should work upon. Now let's look at the possible future. What can be the possible future of ONDC? ONDC will act as a balancing power to curb the monopolistic tendency on a free government, and it's not just a concept. Government has already kicked off pilot phase of ONDC in 5 cities on 29th April 2022. ONDC went live in 5 cities including Delhi NCR, Bangalore, Bhopal, Shillong, and Coimbatore. About 80 firms are currently working with the platform and are at different stages of integration. Within the next 5 years, the ONDC aims to sign up 900 million buyers and 1.2 million sellers and enable 48 billion US dollar in gross merchandise value. In the next 2 years, the initiative aims to raise e-commerce penetration in the country to 25% from the current level of 5%. With the help of ONDC, in future, if anybody has got anything to sell, products or services, will make their catalog visible in this common network that is ONDC either by themselves or through a third-party aggregator or a technological service provider. With ONDC coming into picture, the e-commerce sector will likely undergo significant changes for a majority of the participants and it democratizes the space with more players coming in. Now let's see what are the researchers' contribution to. Being a researcher and having curiosity to dig up more about the topic and the acceptance of its working model, I, with my co-worker, interviewed several small retailers and kirana shop owners to understand their opinion, their views about ONDC, and what we find out is, as India is lacking financial literacy and also the awareness about ONDC is not very much proper among small and medium-sized enterprises, and hence they are not mentally prepared to collaborate with any such model as they are reluctant to it and it's lacking trust and not having acceptance towards online selling platform. Now I would like to conclude my research by pointing out several points. ONDC is a kind of e-commerce network introduced by the government of India. The platform's primary focus is to eliminate the dominance of two big players from the e-commerce landscape of India and provide equal opportunity and growth to all the sellers and dealers. Following a network-centric approach, ONDC will connect the sellers, buyers, and delivery partners from different partners to each other and thus will increase the options to select from everyone. But as mentioned before, India lacking financial literacy, shop owners and small retailers are still not mentally prepared for any such platform, and hence applications like ONDC are more suitable for urban areas as compared to rural areas, where people are not very much familiar with e-commerce platforms and are very price sensitive. Thank you very much for your patience and enthusiasm while listening to me. If you have any comments or suggestions or questions, please feel free to contact me or Dr. Anil Sharma at given email address. And now you can ask questions.